Hi, I'm Mac McCarthy, and I help people with their breakups. And today I have another breakup story to share and analyze and give my take on. And if you have a breakup story you'd like to share, please visit writemac.com and I'll possibly do a YouTube video just like this. And if you like this YouTube video, please give me a thumbs up. Or if you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. I have thick skin. And please make a comment below if you could help this person out or anyone else out there with a similar situation. Let's get into it. Hey, coach, I've was in a relationship. Well, that's a good way to start. I was in a relationship. I was in a relationship with my ex for 8 months. We had plans to move in together in July 2019. So this is what happens in breakups. Plans become no plans because I think it's a Jewish proverb. People make plans and God laughs, right? Is it something like that? Correct me in the comments, okay? But bottom line is some people we had plans to get married. We had plans to get a house. And they cling to that like someone betrayed them. And the bottom line is shit happens and things change. Circumstances change, feelings change, jobs change, people change. And we have to accept that just because plans were made, that doesn't mean that you're going to need to hold on to that and somehow have some kind of emotional attachment to the idea we made plans. We've been broken since 11/27/18. This particular individual puts a lot of detailed, throughout this whole story, I have exact dates. So this tells me you might be a perfectionist. You are very cut and dry, probably rules and regulations, because not many people do the exact date. So it's very important. And the idea that you are someone that wants someone to keep their word about plans, okay? We've been broken since 11/27/18. We spent a lot of time together in the beginning. She did a lot of the chasing. Good for you. Everything was good. We had little fights here and there, nothing major. That's how it should be. About 5 months in, I began to see a bit of a change. Dun, dun, dun. The real individual has arrived. She wasn't available as much, and she began to act different, like withdrawing from me. I blame myself now that I look back at it. I was acting like a needy bitch. I pretty much lost my man card. So if we were in a live coaching session, I'd ask specific reasons why you believe that, because that's a statement about yourself that is pretty harsh. I would need to know what stands behind that. She would make plans with me to hang out but not follow through with them. Again, you're a planner and you're a rules and regulations person. So when someone doesn't follow through with what they're supposed to do, it really pisses you off. Might have been ex-military, something of that nature. And why I'm saying this, I do this in live coaching sessions. When you get to know someone, you take certain things really personal, like someone not following through with plans, or you take it to a higher level than someone that's a little bit more laid back, okay? She would make plans with me, hang out, but not follow through with them. Instead, she would text me while she was out and tell me how much she loved me, but no excuse on why she bailed, and obviously I would get mad and act like a female, laugh out loud. Well, that's the thing. That's her way of communicating. Her meeting up and sending you a text or something wasn't as important. And for you, it was just the idea that she didn't follow through with what she said she was going to do. And you took it personally. And you took it as something you would never do. So it really pissed you off. I really didn't care, though, if she hung out with her friends. Just communicate with me and just tell me what she was doing. Yeah, again, like I said, it's the communication, the style of it, and the idea that she didn't care about some of the things that you care about as much, as far as following through, doing plans. My birthday was on, and I was waiting for 11/18, and I was waiting for her so we can hang out all day, no phone call from her, and I got mad and broke up with her. Okay, so that's a bit extreme to break up with someone because they didn't call you on your birthday, but I know other people, it's a big deal for them. And that just says something about her character. She's relaxed, she's easygoing, and she doesn't value the same things that you value. So overall, in this relationship, this probably was going to happen sooner or later. He writes, like a retard, I regretted it a few days later. 3 days later, I called her. He writes the date 11/21. I called her and told her I should have broken up with her. I'm sorry I did that, and could she give me another chance? So right there, once you break up, once you make your stance, and then you go, wait a minute, that's when you do become a bit needy, wishy-washy, and it really turns a woman off, actually, because you probably heard her when you broke up with her. She was just nasty, rude, and very cold. She was getting you back. The conversation went nowhere. The one good thing I did was I didn't plead, cry, or beg for forgiveness after the phone call. Even though I was dying inside, I waited a few days after that. And on 11/27/18, I called her again, and she was being rude and disrespectful towards me. So I basically told I was going to bother her. Okay. I waited a few days after that, so you called her again, even though you weren't begging and pleading. So 6 days later, I called her again. She was being rude, disrespectful towards me, so I basically told her I wasn't going to bother her anymore, and I promised I wouldn't message her, and wished her and her daughter well, and I stuck to it. Well, good for you. I mean, you made your own bed. This was only a 5 or 6 month relationship. You had problems with her responsibility towards your time, and you made a stand, and now you got to stick to it, bud. I've been in no contact now for 4 weeks. You messaged me 1 week into no contact. We have the same circle of friends, so we ran into each other, and she said if it's a problem for her to be around, she'll find something else to do. I've heard of this before with people where we have the same circle of friends. This happens a lot in college or university. And yeah, it can be a problem, but this is an opportunity for you to maybe hang out with some new groups of friends. If you're really uncomfortable and you know your ex is going to be there during the period of the next month or two, you could certainly ask mutual friends and go, hey, is, so-and-so going to be there? Nothing personal at this point. I don't want to be in the same room. And you could control that. I told her it was no problem for me, but it was awkward, so I stayed away. And that's a choice. That's up to you. If it was awkward and you don't want to be there, then don't be there. You're not doing anything to your friends. So I stayed away, and I hung out with other friends from the point on and staying in no contact. Good for you. You found a solution. She messaged me on Instagram. We do not follow each other about a week ago, very angry and calling me a fake ass fuck, telling me she doesn't care who I'm talking to or who I'm hanging out with because she was told I was talking about her disrespectfully. If I had a problem, to come to her personally, which I wasn't. Well, if it was true, then you could apologize. If it wasn't true, why are you saying sorry or even responding? Just go, I don't know who you heard that from, but I didn't say anything disrespectful about you. I simply replied to her a few hours later saying, you know what? I always say, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. I would say consider the source is a better thing to do. That's what I would go with. I'm sure whoever told you her was busting chops, but she didn't see it that way, and she blocked me, and I went into no contact. I find out a few days ago that it was one of our mutual friends that told her I was talking shit, which I wasn't, but by then the damage was already done. Well, what's the intentions or ambitions of this mutual friend would be my question. I heard she was telling her friends how much she hates me and how she wasted 8 months with me. Oh my God, 8 months in a relationship. It's pathetic. 8 months. An 8 month relationship's a trial period, right? I mean, and if it didn't work out, aren't you thankful you didn't go any further? I'm beginning to see that she really doesn't love or even care about me anymore. Well, okay, there's a thin line between love and hate. You like sayings. The fact that she's so upset means that she cares, okay? If she didn't care, she would just go into total silence. So the fact that she's upset that you said something about her, she does care. She also began a new relationship with some guy, and I think she already is talking to this guy while her and I were together. Well, now that she's single, it should be none of your business, and you shouldn't even want to know. It's demoralizing to hear how she moved on quickly and how she feels about me. This is when you need to reframe it, my friend. Demoralizing, why? How about it's clear now that you're done? How about it's clarity that you're done, that you need to move forward? It's not demoralizing. It's like, now it's time to go on offense. Now it's time to fucking live my life. Now it's time to realize this woman wasn't for me, and I need to get my shit together and move forward, because I don't want to be with someone like this. I'm thankful for the fact that I was only with her for 8 months, and it was a good 8 months. I learned a lot, and now I'm moving forward. I want to be with someone that respects plans and communication and isn't in a similar group of friends where they're claiming that I talk shit. That's how you reframe it. I've been doing my thing, lifting weights, focusing on me, but that little voice in the back of my head, I know that voice, man. I know that fucking voice. I call it the mouse wheel. Dun, 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 dun. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Shoulda, coulda, woulda are some of it's the worst way to start a sentence. I'm truly lost. I would love to show her the old confident me, the man she met. But after hearing all this, I don't think she even thinks about me. You don't want to show her. How about showing your fucking self? I know that's extreme. Show yourself the man you used to be. And I'll tell you what, she'll find out through the grapevine. But if you're sitting there trying to grandstand and, oh, I hope she sees me, she'll figure it out. She'll be like, oh, he's just trying to show off. He's not being who he is. Keep lifting weights. Keep doing your thing. Sending your story in like this to someone like myself is a step forward, looking for solutions. And it takes time. That's the part that you lift weights, right? I've just been on a lifting a new weight regime, and I haven't lifted weights in years. I've done running. I always exercise, but I've done about 3 months, and I've seen light results, okay? And I'm not into heavy lifting. I followed a program I found online. It takes time. But in 3 months, I'm like, oh, shit, man, I got some little cuts going, in there. The six-pack showing just a little bit with the right lighting. It takes time. It's the same thing getting out of a breakup right now. And it's the little things. Writing this story is one thing. Lifting weights, 5 days a week, If you want to take the next step and do a live coaching, that would be something to do. If you want to, learn a new trade, whatever. It takes time. But this idea that I hope she could find the new me, fuck that. You can do that on your own. She can find out on her own, okay? I know calling isn't an option. No, it's not. She has to be the one to initiate contact, yes. And I don't even know. At some point in the next couple months when you're doing your thing, you probably won't even want to talk to her. If I call her, I'll never get her back. That's true. That would be a very slim possibility at this point from what you've told me. And you'll just be explaining yourself